We talk a lot about all of the ways we as individuals can work in our everyday lives to become more sustainable and fight climate change. But this week, we're going to take a look at the larger scale key players who are providing information, support, and advancements in the science of climate change. Collectively, these organizations have the largest impact on helping us to protect our planet. So, welcome back to the Hive, Swarmers. It's great to have you. While our politicians argue and fight over climate policy, not all of us can jump on a plane to Cancun when the reality of the climate crisis hits. Thankfully, we don't have to wait for individual politicians to look out for our future. A number of public and private organizations have taken up the mantle to move forward on education, new technology, and sustainable policy. The IPCC. In 1988, the United Nations Environment Program and the World Meteorological Organization joined forces to establish the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. With endorsement from the United Nations General Assembly, the IPCC began their work. The IPCC is dedicated to providing the world with objective, scientific information relevant to understanding the scientific basis of the risk of human-induced climate change, along with its natural, political, and economic impacts and risks, and possible response options. While, of course, it would be very difficult to rate which of these organizations in this video is the most important, the IPCC certainly has the most scientific knowledge behind it. Think of it as the all-star team of climate scientists, the Union of Concerned Scientists. The UCS was formed at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1969 to initiate a critical and continuing examination of governmental policy in areas where science and technology are of actual or potential significance, and to devise means for turning research applications away from the present emphasis on military technology toward the solution of pressing environmental and social problems. The Environmental Protection Agency. The mission of the Environmental Protection Agency is to protect human health and the environment in the United States. It began operations in 1970 after President Nixon signed an executive order that was ratified by the House and Senate. The administrator of the EPA is appointed by the President, approved by the Senate, and currently has an annual budget of over $9 billion. The U.S. is split into 10 regions that have regional offices responsible for implementing the agency's program. More than half of the agency's employees are engineers, scientists, and environmental protection specialists. Once the proud watchdog for our environment in the U.S., the EPA became less effective in the recent past by becoming embroiled in U.S. politics. In the last 20 years, several scientists reported having political interference in their work, with nearly half reporting more prevalent interference in the last 5 years. In recent months, with the advent of a fresh administration, efforts have been made to course correct. The OECD. Founded in 1961, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development is an international organization of 37 member countries that works to build better policies for better lives. Their goal is to shape economic progress and world trade to foster prosperity, equality, opportunity, and well-being for all. The EDF. The Environmental Defense Fund is one of the world's leading environmental organizations that brings together people to solve the most complex environmental problems from a number of different angles. Founded in 1967, it is a United States-based nonprofit that relies heavily on donations and support from members, including a number of activists that are vital to helping protect our environment. In addition, companies and corporations are also starting to take responsibility for saving the planet, and we would be remiss not to acknowledge them here. From the heavy hitters who are transitioning their data centers to renewable energy, to service and delivery players who are optimizing the distribution infrastructure into carbon neutrality, to the wonderful startups and small businesses who have ethics and sustainability committed into their foundations. You've heard the expression, it takes a village, right? Well, in the fight against climate change, to protect our planet, it's going to take all of us. thank you so much, as always, for joining us, swarmers. We love you. Don't forget, if you can, to like, share, subscribe, and keep up with the Hive. And we will see you next time. Have a great week, y'all.